Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we explore the creepy world of Murray's Costume Manor, as we take a look at the animatronics found within Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. In this video we'll take a look at each of the animatronic players encounter on their journey through Secret of the Mimic, and their associated jump scares and scenarios. Of course, if you'd like an in-depth look at the story of the game itself, I previously put together a Story Explained video, so I'll leave a link to that at the end of this one. With that said, sit back, relax, and let's take a look at the animatronics found within Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. The first animatronics we meet in the game are actually non-hostile and part of an automated welcome show that introduces players to the world of Murray's Costume Manor via way of a musical number.
It's a one-of-a-kind fantasy workshop where you'll quite simply be amazed!
Murray's Costume Manor was a costume workshop where animatronics and their suits were designed and manufactured under the creative direction of owner Edwin Murray. Here we can see many of Murray's wacky designs. There's Rocktopus, an octopus who plays the drums, a jug band made up from a violin playing hippo, a banjo playing alligator named Monty, and Mr. and Mrs. Frog. Lasso Pig, who, as you guessed it, swings a lasso around, a juggling duck, diving seal, Swing Bee, who swings back and forth on high above the rest of the troupe, and quite an unsettling looking dog known as Birthday Puppy. These animatronics perform their musical number to welcome in Murray's guests and potential clients. However, there are two other animatronics who take place in this showcase, but also appear throughout the rest of the game. Mr. and Mrs. Helpful are the original designs for what would later become the beloved franchise favourite character known as Helpy. This is because Fazbear Entertainment stole away many of Edwin Murray and his wife Fiona's creations and then repurposed them for their own company, something we explore in detail throughout that Story Explained video. Mr. Helpful came first and was voiced by Edwin himself, who later designed a Mrs. Helpful and then asked his future wife to be Fiona if she would like to voice her.
Can I borrow your voice for a project?
What for? I don't even know you. I'm brand new here. Let's start again. I'm Fiona, and you are?
Edwin Murray. This is my dad's place. But that doesn't matter. I heard you were a puppeteer, and I wanted to record your voice.
Oh, well, yes, I used to be.
Well, that's great. Do you mind if I record you for a test?
What kind of voice should I do?
Both these Helpfuls are found at various points throughout the game, appearing not just in the welcome show, but also as informational helpers in each location of the manor. They not only provide additional lore about the game world, but also give hints and clues required to solve the game's many puzzles.
I feel stupid recording this, but I just hope somehow that you can still hear me. I can't do this alone. The change orders are killing me. My employees, my friends, they keep leaving. The money's gone. I just need to finish the new Fazbear project, and then everyone will come back. We can get back to normal.
There's even a version of Mr. Helpful who appears on a cart ride in and out of Edwin's private manor towards the end of the game. Always upbeat and optimistic, these informative bear-themed animatronics can't help but rub off on you with their positive vibes. The entire concept of this latest Five Nights at Freddy's game centers around the titular character known as the Mimic, a robotic endoskeleton able to mimic voices and even take control of any free-roaming animatronic it wishes to in order to hunt down our protagonist Arnold. Let's take a quick look at each of these mascot suits in turn and show off their associated jump scares. The first mascot we encounter is the elephant. This spooky looking pachyderm is kitted out in a clown outfit and is first met bursting out of a storage crate before giving chase. If we are caught, then the following jump scare plays out. We also encounter other animal mascots. There are too many to cover in detail, but to quickly run through them, there is a lion, puppy, and penguin, and each one comes with their own jump scare and suit variants. Sharpay is a poodle-based mascot with a large toothy grin, big bulging eyes, and a collar around her neck. She comes in 3 main variants, with their different colour schemes being the main differentiating factors. Sharpay's first design is off-white, while her second is dark brown, and her third reminiscent of a Dalmatian with black and white spots. This mean-looking mutt stalks the player through several areas of the game, and if we are caught, this jump scare triggers. Hedgehog Hudgy is a tall hedgehog-themed animatronic with big spiky hair atop his head and long whiskers poking out from each side of his snout. There's not too much to say about this one, as his variants are basically colour swaps: purple, green, and red. Hudgy tracks down players with ferocious speed for such a stout-looking creature, and if we are caught, then this happens.
I want to...
Next up is Lyrical Lemur, surely one of the most unsettling of the mascot suit designs. He has an unnervingly wide smile that is constantly plastered across his long snouted face. Lyrical Lemur comes in 3 different guises, the first of which resembles some kind of carnival worker, wearing a leather jacket and gold bracelets around its wrist. The second resembles a mime. It wears a stripy vest and jacket, and a mischievous, yet no less creepy expression on its face. The third and final design seems to be based on 1960s flower power hippie vibes, and honestly, this one is a little less eerie. The Mycelium Men are a group of mushroom-themed characters that originated as part of a cartoon series created by MCM.
Bring the magic and whimsy of the Mycelium Men home with you today. It's the new musical Mycelium Men. They repeat any song they hear or anything you say. It's like having your very own band or a friend.
Wow!
Collect them all and let them jam. Pretty groovy.
The Myceliums are actually surprisingly cute and non-threatening in appearance, unlike most other animatronics on this rundown. Each of these fun guys wears gloves, suspenders, and a scarf wrapped around their necks, their mushroom caps acting as hats. If one of these mushroom men catches us, then... Swing Bee was the official mascot for a brand of honey known as Swing Bee Honey. Despite the insects they are based on, Swing Bee's design is quite intimidating. A large toothy grin and piercing stare sending chills down the spines of those who cross its path. As well as the standard bee-esque design, we also find a ladybug variant as well as a green, almost caterpillar-like third form. Swing Bee of course does show up in the welcome show, but it's the free-roaming form that is deadly, and players will have to act quick on their feet to escape this bee's sting. Last but not least, we have Jester, one of my personal favourite animatronics found within Secret of the Mimic. He was originally created as a mascot for cereal brand Jest Oats, which caused quite the backlash after parents found their children had been injured while using pack-in toys like the hand buzzer. Jester has 3 colour variants which fill in his diamond patterned suit and pom-pom adorned hat. It's unclear which animal the Jester is based on, but it seems to be some kind of rodent like a mouse or a rat. If Jester catches us, then we witness this jump scare. Now let's move on to one of the main boss antagonists found within Secret of a Mimic, a terrifying Jack-in-the-Box clown known as Jackie. Players first encounter Jackie after taking an elevator up to one of the facility's old showrooms. Here, the protagonist Arnold discovers an oversized box with a crank handle, and once cranked, a nasty surprise pops out from within. At first, Jackie seems harmless enough, just a nasty scare, nothing more. However, not long after this introduction, she comes to life after being possessed by the Mimic and gives chase while Arnold attempts to jumpstart a generator inside the mailroom. While Jackie has no legs, she makes up for it with a pair of long, stretchy arms, which allow her to catch up to players at breakneck pace, as well as navigate around environments, scaling walls and crawling through vents. Eventually, Arnold is able to trap Jackie beneath a shutter, allowing them time to power up the generator and escape into the vent system. But if we take too long, Jackie can actually escape during the scripted event, and the following jump scare will trigger. Jackie is eventually defeated after following Arnold into a vent system, causing the weakened structure to collapse and sending both parties tumbling down into the depths below. Arnold is lucky and survives, while Jackie, thankfully, does not. The Digityper is also found in Jackie's area. In fact, he meets an unfortunate demise at the hands of the maniac clown, as she slams him into the floor and then throws him through a wall. F in the comments for Digityper. Before meeting this brutal end, we find Digityper merrily typing away on his built-in typewriter as he checks through postage forms in the mailroom. Digityper has the appearance of a mailman and a generally cheery demeanour. He was created by Edwin Murray to cut down costs around the workshop, replacing humans as a filing and faxing machine. In many ways, he is similar to the staff bots who appeared in later games in the FNAF timeline, such as Security Breach and Help Wanted 2. While Digityper doesn't appear as a hostile threat, he still manages to make his mark with one of the most effective jump scares found in the game. Similar to the wet floor bots found in Security Breach, the Cleanovac is a mini-bot designed for the purpose of keeping people's homes clean and tidy. It was one of Edwin Murray, and by extension, MCM's most successful commercial products, and went on to sell a record number of units to homes throughout the country.
Introducing the brand new revolutionary advancement in vacuum technology, Murray's Marvelous Cleanovac. Never before could a vacuum adjust its size to fit into hard-to-reach places. Patented Murray Tech allows you to clean everything from the biggest messes to the smallest crumbs. One size fits all. And what you really need most in a vacuum cleaner is friendship. Your family will love the new addition. Mom, you won't have to leave the kitchen for the house to be spotless. And your kids will have a friend for life. Murray's Marvelous Cleanovac. Order one today and make your family a happy one.
In the game, we come across many of these cute little cleaning bots, and are even able to pet them if we so wish. And of course we do, right? Big Top is another main boss enemy we encountered during our adventure through MCM. He is a carnival-themed variant of the classic FNAF animatronic Music Man, one of the series' creepier creations, as he mirrors the look of a gigantic robotic spider. Big Top acts as a ticket taker inside the carnival showroom, and plays an eerie lullaby through the music box built into his mouth, the audio of this tune emanating from two gramophones attached to his head. In this area, there are 3 carnival minigames that must be beaten in order to progress to the next zone. After winning each game, the lights dim, and Big Top becomes possessed by the Mimic. Now, in this more dangerous form, Big Top uses his eyes as searchlights to seek out Arnold in the shadows. We must use stealth to sneak back to the power unit at the beginning of the area, and successfully rewire it to get the carnival back up and running before the Music Man catches us. After leaving the Big Top showroom, Arnold makes his way to the roof, and it is here, while attempting to cross a catwalk, that Big Top returns, now untethered from his room to give chase under the Mimic's control. At the end of this epic chase sequence, Big Top corners Arnold in the stairwell, but, much like with Jackie before, his colossal weight causes surroundings to give way, and the two plummet downwards. Once again, Arnold survives, and Big Top does not, his wrecked body hanging from the ceiling above. However, this is not the end of Big Top. The arachnid-esque robot returns once more towards the end of our adventure, as Arnold takes a platform found in the welcome room down into the depths of MCM's research and development area. Now in a mangled form, Big Top climbs down the elevator shaft after Arnold, as he desperately attempts to throw failsafe levers in order to continue his descent as the platform freezes up. If we survive this gauntlet, then the elevator shaft collapses behind us, crushing Big Top beneath the rubble. Now for something a little different. Rather than straight up animatronics, the next group of critters are in fact puppets, pirate-themed puppets no less. However, that doesn't mean they don't have the power to bite back. While traversing the MCM theatre, Arnold must climb inside a spring-lock suit and use it to partake in an interactive theatre experience, where he shoots balls at targets to progress through the story acts 1 to 3. The story is pirate themes taking place on the high seas, and sees everybody's favourite pirate, Foxy, attempt to throw a secret birthday party for his beloved captain, along the way being thwarted by both the captain and a present-nabbing Rocktopus.
First mate Foxy, are ye having a party? Of course not, Captain. We would never. Right? Did you forget pirate rule number 22? No parties. And pirate rule number 2? No decorations. Aside from our flag, that is.
The troupe is made up from Foxy, Kit, Roxy, Borson, and Renard. These puppets can actually be dangerous though, and during the shooting segments of the show, will attack players who fail to repel them in time. At a certain point in the story, Arnold finds himself trapped inside a hospital-themed recycling center, full of haunting animatronic remains, which are either fixed up or repurposed by a robotic nurse called Dolly. Edwin created Dolly primarily as a repair bot and gave her quite the personality.
Dolly, tell them what you do.
I am recycling. Edwin Murray coined the term, and it will soon be an industry standard. I take broken stuff and turn it into new stuff. So much money is saved by reusing these old parts that we call it going green.
When we first encounter Nurse Dolly, she registers that there is something stuck inside the springlock suit our hapless hero Arnold is inhabiting. Unfortunately, this something stuck is us, and Dolly plans to flush us out using all manner of deadly procedures.
It appears you have a foreign object wedged inside. Now don't you worry. We will get you all sorted out. First, we will blend up the foreign object. Then, you'll need a stringent steam clean to soften up the remaining organic material so we can scoop it out. Finally, we will flush out your interior with a power hose, then give you a nice long soak in the bleach bath. You will be shipshape in no time.
Dolly runs electrical currents through plates on her hands and uses these shockwaves to power up various doors throughout the hospital as she clumps around seeking out her prey. If we are caught, then the following jump scare cues. After accessing the maintenance area, Arnold finds himself on a conveyor belt, which transports cubed garbage for recycling to the incinerator. Dolly ambushes him, and he must pull levers which then drop garbage in the crazed nurse's path, tripping her up until she finally falls into the flaming pit below. This is not the end for Dolly though. She later re-emerges as Molten Dolly, which, as the name suggests, is her melted down and resurrected form, still under the control of the Mimic. In this horrifying form, Dolly patrols the maintenance tunnels of the reactor, and we must now use our sneaking skills to evade detection until Arnold is able to escape via an elevator. But Dolly continues her pursuit, crashing down on top of the elevator in a last-ditch effort to get Arnold before he escapes her grasp. Arnold must quickly fix the elevator before Dolly manages to reach him. By doing so, it begins to hurtle skyward, crushing the molten remains of the nurse upon reaching its final destination. Chica has appeared in pretty much every FNAF game to date and is a series stable at this point. Secret of a Mimic continues this trend with a new design of the pizza-loving bird known as Party Time Chica. This party-themed version of Chica was conceptualized by Fiona Murray. She not only came up with a design for Party Time Chica, but her and husband Edwin created the idea for a restaurant chain dubbed Chica's Party World, which would later be repurposed by Fazbear Entertainment as Fredbear's Family Diner. Party Time Chica is first encountered in the MCM warehouse, as she bursts from a storage crate and then proceeds to roller skate around the room, seeking out Arnold as he attempts to restore power to the exit. If Chica catches us, we witness this jump scare. Chica's design here is quite different from other FNAF games in the franchise, where despite her penchant for pizza, she maintains a fairly slender appearance. Party Time Chica is however much curvier in stature. Otherwise, her similarities to other versions of Chica, especially that found in FNAF 1, are fairly close. Although she does of course rock that massive pair of roller skates. Unlike some of the other animatronic boss encounters, we never actually get to defeat Chica. She just chases us through various areas of MCM until we manage to escape into the vents. But Chica doesn't act alone. She also has an army of cupcakes known as Mr. Cupcake, who have some serious attitude. These anxious little desserts sound off as soon as the player gets too close, alerting Chica to our location. They even come equipped with their own goofy little kill animation. White Tiger was originally a homemade toy crafted by Fiona Murray for her son David while he was an infant. We can actually find this doll-themed version of Tiger in the security office during New Game Plus if we manage to locate all other collectibles on a previous run, and it is then used as part of the game's secret ending. But let's focus our attention on the deadly haunted Mascot version of White Tiger that stalks Arnold as he explores the abandoned underground tunnels of MCM. White Tiger is incredibly tall and imposing despite his cartoonish appearance. His eyes glow different colours, one blue and one green. Tiger is able to appear and then disappear at will, using the shadows to hunt down Arnold as he navigates the pitch black tunnel system. We hear Tiger whispering eerie lines the Mimic has recorded as he shifts from place to place. It's important not to run directly into Tiger if he materializes in front of us. In fact, we must use portable nightlights and spotlights found throughout the environments to stay out of harm's way. Darkness is our enemy here. If Tiger catches us, then the following jump scare plays out. While exploring the secret underground R&D area of MCM, Arnold comes across the prototype restaurant that Edwin was working on for Fazbear Entertainment. This concept would later become Fredbear's Family Diner. Here we can see prototypes for classic animatronics still in their early stages of design. There's Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy Fazbear himself. There's not too much to say about these early prototype designs, but it's cool to see them appear as Easter eggs throughout the diner, a nod to future games in the FNAF timeline. Spring-lock suits were originally designed so that people could climb inside and control the movement of the animatronics from within. Unfortunately, these spring-lock suits would occasionally malfunction and end up injuring or even killing their hosts, the most famous of these fatalities being William Afton, after he hid from the spirits of his victims inside Spring Bonnie during the story of FNAF 3. In Secret of a Mimic, there are several spring-lock suits which Arnold must man in order to progress through certain areas undetected. The first of these belong to an animatronic known as Captain Springlock, who he must assemble before climbing inside to access the theatre. The Captain is an animatronic walrus who resembles a pirate in design, with a pirate hat and clothing, grizzly beard, and octopus hand cannon on his right arm. We are able to use this cannon to shoot down targets around the theatre, allowing Arnold to navigate otherwise blocked off areas. Next up is Springlock Monty, a farmer-themed version of the alligator who would later appear in future games including Security Breach. He wears a straw hat and suspenders. Monty's body is rusty and weathered in appearance. Once inside, our field of vision is narrowed as we peer through his long snout and rows of razor-sharp teeth. Bub is another Springlock suit found in the R&D department at MCM. She resembles a large brown dog, and her name is clearly labelled on a collar around her neck. This bone can be pulled out to access the suit inside, at which point we are able to pilot the robotic canine and walk her around the pizzeria. Now for a franchise favourite, Springlock Bonnie, or rather the prototype for what would eventually become the Afton killing machine, Springtrap. In this early form, Bonnie looks metallic in appearance with very little detail. His suit is yellow and rusted, and we can climb inside by yanking on his bow tie. The last of the Springlock designs found in Secret of a Mimic belongs to none other than Freddy himself. This is the original Fredbear prototype that would go on to be used in Fredbear's Family Diner. One of the most bizarre and creepy robotics found in Secret of a Mimic is this giant walking moon known as Sleepy Moon. We first encounter Sleepy Moon in the Moon.exe retro video game, where he acts as a game over screen if we fail to complete tasks in the correct order. There are also schematics for Sleepy Moon found plastered across specific areas of MCM, which show the design process for this particular animatronic. Later we come face to face with Moon himself, but only if we take the time to figure out a code to a secret area which leads down into the basement. In the center of this area is an enormous moon head. These tunnels are dingy, but thankfully we can tell where Moon is as he glows brightly in the darkness. Moon's creepy appearance comes mostly from the fact that he is made up from a giant face with a terrifying grin. From either side of his head, small gloved arms and feet protrude. It seems Sleepy Moon was an early design that would later become more famous in the story of Security Breach, where it appeared as the Sunny Moon animatronic. If Moon catches us, then we are greeted by this jump scare.
We're here to live, so I'll spread.
The Proto Mimics are unfinished and failed creations of Edwin Murray, created before he decided upon a final design for the Mimic itself. As such, they look peculiar and cobbled together in appearance. There are 5 Proto Mimic designs in total, and you can see each one on screen now. The Proto Mimics only appear briefly at the tail end of the game during a frantic chase between Arnold and the Mimic, as the MCM factory begins to collapse in a blazing inferno. However, if we run into these strange looking robots, they can actually jump scare us and give the player a game over. Arnold is chased by an army of Proto Mimics as he races to escape in his truck. They even grab onto his vehicle in an attempt to make him crash. Before ending off this extensive rundown of each animatronic found within FNAF Secret of a Mimic, let's take a look at the proverbial star of the show, the Mimic itself. The Mimic was created by company owner Edwin Murray as a way to bring his late wife Fiona back in robot form after she tragically passed away during an incident at an MCM event known as Fall Fest. Edwin's son David was just 4 years old and desperately missed his mother, as did Edwin, so he created M1, the original version of the Mimic, and trained it to mimic Fiona's voice and persona.
This is great. He's gonna love it. Fiona, did you make this?
I baked it myself for David's special day.
Well, great job. You just continue to surprise me.
A few years later, David also died in an unfortunate accident associated with MCM, and so M1, mimicking Fiona's behaviour, pressured Edwin into bringing him back the same way he did her. This led to the creation of M2. Unfortunately, M2 was not the same success story as its predecessor. Edwin exhibited violent behaviour around M2, as it reminded him of the son he had lost, and he often lashed out in fits of rage.
Stop. You're not him. You're not. Stop sounding like him.
And so M2 eventually became to associate its personality with violence, and thus became the killing machine we now encounter in Secret of a Mimic. It even ended up killing its creator Edwin, and now is able to freely mimic both Fiona, Edwin, and David, as well as anyone else it comes into contact with.
Welcome to bedtime. Would you like a story to help you sleep?
Hold on. Someone's missing. David? Where is David? Come out, wherever you are. There you are.
Do you remember how our story begins?
For a more detailed explanation of the Mimic, be sure to check out my in-depth breakdown of the game's narrative found within the Story Explained video. The Mimic's design is simple, resembling the basic endoskeleton that would eventually go on to be used within the Fazbear animatronics after the company moved away from the spring-lock suits. However, the Mimic is able to inhabit animatronics found throughout the game at will, taking control of them in a bid to stop Arnold. Towards the end of the game, the Mimic takes on a new appearance after building itself up from various discarded animatronic parts within the R&D department. This amalgamation features components from many fan favourites, such as Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy. We see Bonnie and Chica's head, Freddy's hand and feet, and Foxy's hook. It is this amalgamated form that the Mimic uses to pursue Arnold through Edwin's mansion at the end of the game, jump scaring us when caught like this. After triggering a fire that begins to explode MCM from the inside out, Arnold is chased by the Mimic in its standard Endo form, who also appears during the game's 3 different endings, which I've broken down in detail in my Story Explained video. If we are caught by the Mimic during this chase, then we witness this jump scare. And with that, we come to the end of this video, taking a look at every animatronic found within Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. And if you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.